we fully completed the kingdom route, which led us into the ruin route, and we did that by speaking to Sadira for the cutscene, and then choosing to conquer the continent. It's vital that you choose it twice, otherwise you're going straight to kingdom route. Otherwise, we made it. Now we just need to go through the next. We need to go through the next mission, mission 45, and do chapter 9. But before that, let's go ahead and go to our interview board, and also let's just let's talk about this for one quick second. There are 5 shops that you can enter into in the Empire route, 4 in the Kingdom route, but in the Ruin route, you only get access to the shop 3 times. So you need to be very careful here and not overspend, but it is nearly impossible to overspend. So just be careful about that anyways. So let's go ahead to first check our status, and there are a few things we need to make sure we have. So first off, we're going to look at Bastion. So we're keeping the Fire Seal Stone on him for now. He's going to swap out in 2 missions. So yeah, we just need to keep him with these for now. Now, as for his dormant skills, we've been preparing for Dion's test since the beginning of the stream, or the run. So we only have Reflect Attack and Parry. The next ones we're going to need to learn are Chivalry, Mass Menace, Mental Vision, Second Attack. Second Attack can be last, but it is extremely powerful once you get it. As for Chivalry, we're going to need that because we're going to want to attack from the front for the extra experience. And as for Mass Menace, it's okay. Mental Vision is definitely a plus if you ever get it, which we will get, right? We're 100%ing every single character. Now as for Reyna, she only has Parry, which is okay. She's going to need Mental Vision, Rapid Motion, and then as for Rear and Front Menace, she's not going to really need, just because she's not really ever going to be in the front lines. She'll be more supporting from the back. And then we also going to bring Barlow with us. Now Barlow is the character that you kind of, I don't know, he's the tanky kind of character, but it's up to you how you really want to build him. For our purposes, we are going to actually swap out the Water Stone for a Firestone at some point, potentially a Wind Seal Stone. So he is going to need Mass Menace, but that's really about it. If you ever give him the Wind Seal Stone, then make sure you get Turbulence. Otherwise, Flare Bomb. And if you give him the Water Stone, just make sure he builds up his, I would say, probably not his defense. No, probably not his agility, because in the final mission, the actual final mission, it is impossible to do any dodging. You're going to rely fully on dormant skills to reduce the amount of damage you're taking. So agility in this route isn't going to be super useful. So we're going to work towards fighting the extremely overpowered ATSC we're going to face off in the final mission. Okay, and that's really all we have, because we're currently just in the Ruin route. We're just going to be taking Bastion, Reyna, Andrew, and Barlow with us, but Andrew, he's built in a specific way, so we don't need to worry about him too much. We just need to make sure he gets his second attack. Alright, so we're done here. That's enough for like the status prep and everything like that. Let's do interview. Okay, so Reyna already loves us, which isn't obvious, right? We've been making sure she would, so we don't need to worry about her. We can go ahead with Andrew and Barlow, depending on who you want to actually increase your morale with. Like I said, morale in Ruin route is completely unimportant. It's up to you though. So we're just gonna go ahead with Andrew, just cause. Bastion, if you only believe one thing I ever say, let it be these 3 words. Fix, dig, sideburns. No, they don't. Start to Reyna. I had so much fun on my tour of the continent. I was a very wild woman in those days, Bastion. And let's see what crazy Barlow has to say. Hey Bastion, I bet they hid snacks in that temple along with Ultragunner. Bring me a few, okay? Yep, so he's clearly crazy. Okay, let's go to briefing. Milea Delta. The Imperial Army has us completely surrounded. Not good. I care not if they send 1 soldier or 1,000 to attack. We will defeat them all. We will give His Highness all the time he needs to resurrect the power of the Ultragunner. Yep, so Gallows is still crazy. Alright, now it's mission time. Now you're going to find this mission is extremely short. It is actually the shortest mission in the entire game. So, yeah. You'll see why as soon as we start. Oh, I don't see the Alba. Prince Bastion must have entered the temple to find Ultragunner. Good. I thought I caught a whiff of your foul stench, Faulkner. I suppose your presence was to be expected. Clever. I must admit you seem to have a staggering array of cliched witticisms at your command. I also have quite a formidable force on my side to halt your advance, if that escaped your attention. I would suggest, in vain I'm certain, that you retreat at once. Action of any other nature shall be deadly for you. Yes, we shall never let you gain possession of His Highness, or of the Ultragunner. My, how your words do cut the quick. I'm ashamed to admit that your little speeches have heightened my anticipation of slaying you all. For you see, I still have the Ultragunner. Your stand here is but a thrilling bump in my path. We must hold this bridge. It's all that holds Faulkner from taking the temple. We understand Zera. We'll hold the bridge. Zera will keep these maggots at bay for as long as Bastion needs. This is our moment of truth. This is when the strength of our hearts will be revealed. Fight strong. Attack! Alright, so the thing about this mission is it's going to end in 2 turns. Let's see here. So we're going to go to turns. And by the next time... Wait, who goes first? Okay, so Zera's going to go first. By the second time Zera should make his move in 24 turns, we should actually be done this. So you can try and get some extra kills and extra experience, which I recommend doing, especially when it comes to Reyna, Barlow, and Andrew, but you're probably not going to be able to make any kills, so don't try to make kills, but do try and get a lot of experience. Make sure you use your strongest attacks. There we go, and that. And then just constantly counterattack the whole time. Don't worry about being frozen. Like I said, we are going to have an abrupt end to this mission because it's extremely short. Okay, so we're going to move Reyna forward. We're going to attack the Dantarius from the side. Strongest attacks only right now, because we're trying to level up. Barlow, unfortunately, he should not have any range 2 attacks. Yeah, he does not. He is not a useful character. Unfortunately, it would be cool if he was. Andrew has Assassinate. So with this, we can actually go behind the enemy and do more damage than if we attacked from the front. Hello and welcome to the stream. We are basically just going to get through this mission in the shortest amount of time possible, because this is one of the shortest missions in the entire game. So we're just trying to attack and get experience before it ends. Okay, so Galvus, you don't need to care about him anymore, so let's leave him sitting still. Every other character but Andrew, Barlow, and Reyna are leaving after this. And don't worry about being frozen. Just go ahead and attack. Get the experience. Okay, so Devlin's going to end his turn, and then we're going to end turn with Zera. Bastion should come out at this point. Around this point. Okay, might as well attack with Galvus. Okay, let's just end here. Okay, we're going to go behind Dantarius. We're probably going to miss, but that's okay. 47% is really low. 57 is much better. And we missed. It would have been great if we didn't. We would have got a lot of experience for Barlow. Okay, so who comes after Devlin? Reyna. So let's go ahead and just put Devlin right here, so the Imperial can't actually walk behind the other one, and Reyna can make the kill. Hopefully, she gets that point. Okay, good. All right, here we go. This should be the end. 94, awesome. Let's end our turn here. And looks like it's taking a lot longer than I thought, which is okay, right? Gives me a bit more time to gather experience. And actually, attacking from the front nets you more experience than attacking from the back, so definitely want to do that. Here we go. I knew it was somewhere around here. I'm sorry it took so long. How are we holding up? Bastion, the Ultragunner. Your Highness, you look magnificent. That is a sweet-looking ATAC. Bastion, I can't lie. In that ATAC, you look almost as cool as me. It's about time you decided to show up to the party, Bastion. Heh. Ultragunner, the ATAC of legend. I can hardly believe my eyes. I can sense great power within this ATAC, but I don't really know how to use it yet. At last, my search is ended. The most powerful ATAC in the history of the continent stands before me. Ultragunner will be mine. The world will be mine. Faulkner. It's been so long since we first met, Prince Bastion. I'm sorry I haven't kept in touch. I must thank you and your friends for all your hard work. What are you talking about? Well, you found Ultragunner for me, didn't you? And now you're going to give it to me. You're insane, Faulkner. I wouldn't give you a bucket of my spit if you were on fire. Such a colorful insult, Bastion, but I assure you that I have even better retort. Bring her out. Forgive me, Bastion. Milea. Have you more harsh words for me, Bastion, or are you going to be kind? I would much prefer the latter. No, Bastion, don't give him Ultragunner. You know the terror he will cause with it. Don't worry about me, Bastion. It's my fault for being captured. You must fight Faulkner. It seems we have a martyr in our midst. How endearing. Well, Bastion, will you give me the Ultragunner? Damn you, Faulkner. Is the future king having a difficult time reaching a decision? Perhaps I can assist. I shall generously give you the count of 5 to answer me. And if I do not receive the answer I want, Bastion, I shall use my sword to neatly cleave your friend in two. I shan't bother to describe what I might do to her if you choose to attack me. What? 1. Alright, Faulkner, if you want this damned ATAC, you can have it. Oh, life is cruel at times, is it not, my young prince? But I'm encouraged that you've come to your senses. A boy given so quickly, Alagard would be ashamed at Bastion's lack of resolve, but I'm thrilled. No, don't be stupid, Bastion. Would you be so kind as to exit the Ultragunner immediately, Bastion? As you wish. I shall bring Ultragunner with me to the Imperial capital so that Mana can analyze every inch of it. And I am confident you will find a way to utilize its enormous power. All soldiers, retreat immediately. What shall I do with the girl, General Faulkner? Cast her little minnow back to the sea, of course. She's of no use to me any longer. Lord Alden, the Ultragunner. Unbelievable. The Royal ATAC was stolen by Faulkner. This shall have a drastic impact on the future of the war, as well as the continent itself. Shall we pursue Faulkner? It is not our duty, Melior. Besides, Faulkner lacks the ability to activate Ultragunner. Let's return to Hibernia. I have many issues to consider. Alright, like I said, it's an extremely short mission. If you just end everybody's turn, bang, it's done within like a minute and a half. I'm sorry, everyone, but I couldn't let Faulkner do anything to Milea. Faulkner is long gone, and so is the Ultragunner. Your Highness, you have made a foolish decision, and the kingdom is destined to suffer for it. The Ultragunner is in the hands of a madman. This is not good. We must work quickly to decide on the course of action to counterattack Faulkner. I believe that returning to Araba Castle to decide that would be the most productive. Where's Milea? I'd like to make sure she's alright. Now that you mention it, I saw her only a few minutes ago. She didn't look very happy. Bastion, this is bad. What's the matter, Puck? I just found a note from Milea. She's run away. What? Why would she do that? This is my fault. I should have been watching her more carefully. I should have known that she would blame herself for what happened. What are you talking about, Reina? Don't you see? She blames herself for being kidnapped and being used to manipulate Bastion. We must find the girl before anything even more tragic happens. Let's go help Bastion look for her. None of us were able to find her, Bastion. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Reina. It's mine. I feel your pain, Bastion. Even if you never believe it, I know what it's like to lose a loved one. I shall commission a search party immediately. There is no reason to abandon hope yet. A young girl on foot cannot possibly travel far in such a short period of time. Never mind the search party, Zera. I'm going to find her myself. I've already caused enough trouble as it is, and we really don't have the resources to mount a search. Resources really aren't the issue, friend, but as always, it is your choice to make. I'll come with you, Bastion. Oh, what the hell. You don't mind if I tag along, right, buddy? I'm coming with you too, of course. Milea was really nice to me, Bastion. I want to help you find her. Devlin, are you coming? Aye. I'm sorry, Bastion, but I won't be joining you. I'm sorry to hear that. Now that I've become involved in the war against the Empire, I don't want to stop. I can feel the anger growing inside of me, Bastion, and I need to release it on the battlefield. I've come to realize that only by waging this war can I end it. I know I'm not explaining myself very well, but that's how I feel. Please don't be too upset. No, Devlin, I'm disappointed, but I know that every man must pursue his own destiny. Well, it appears you've gathered a search party of your own. I can't say I'm not pleased. Thank you, all of you. Let's begin the search at once. I shall return to Rubba Castle with Galvus and Devlin. I hope to see you there soon. Farewell, Your Highness. Are you all absolutely sure that you want to join me? It would be very strange for us to change our minds over the course of a few moments, Bastion. Good point. Ideally, we could split up and search individually, but with the Imperials so close, that's too dangerous. We'll spread out as much as we can, but we'll stay in a group. Alright, let's move out. We've completed our sweep of the mountain's south face. Let's move on to the north face. Nothing on my scanners, Bastion. Nor on mine. Milea has already left this area. Or there's something on my scanners, but it's definitely not Milea. What is it? Alright, so as you can see, we are on the search for Milea, which never happened in the Kingdom or the Empire route. Really interesting turn of events we have going on here. Alright, so we completed Faulkner the Filcher. From this point on, we can start actually preparing every character to learn their unique skills, as well as preparing their stat allocation, as the title, well, the title says TIC-TAC and Milea are extremely overpowered, right? They are extremely overpowered, and we're going to see that. So let's just continue on and focus on proper stat distribution. So we're going to interview first. Who should I speak to? Now, Reina, of course, loves us. She's already in love with us. We just need to make sure she doesn't actually die to keep that heart icon. So we'll talk to all three of them at once. Take that look of depression off of your face, Bastion. We'll find Milea soon. I'm sure of it. When we found Milea, could we embark on a search for rare snack foods? I think it's a noble cause. Bastion, my friend, the only thing a woman likes more than a good kiss is a good spanking. Trust me, you're going to hear lots of stuff like this. This route is insane. Okay, briefing time. It never makes me very happy when I'm surrounded by strange ATACs. My only question is whether they're bandits or Imperials. Alright, that's really short. Spoiler alert, they're bandits. This mission is a very generic one, in that these enemies here are only used to level you up. Yeah, it's gonna be super easy. There are two groups that are gonna appear eventually. Rebel 1, and here's today's catch. What a tasty collection of unusual ATACs, especially the blue one. I don't even know its name. I know what I'm calling it. Our one-way ticket to a big pile of cash. I almost have enough saved up for that beachfront property I was telling you about the other day. I still can't believe you'd rather be a beach bum than a thief and a killer. To each his own, I suppose. These don't seem like the brightest bandits I've ever encountered. A life of crime really tends to attract the best and brightest, Reina. Bandits and blondes have roughly the same intelligence level in my considerable experience. What's a blonde? Attention, travelers. Get out of your ATACs immediately. Don't make me ask you twice. Because I really don't like repeating myself. It makes me mad. You know what bugs me? Idiots like you who prey on innocent girls for your own selfish gains. What did you call us? You call us idiots, man. What's up with that? No one mocks the organization of Hell's Bandits and lives. Yeah. These guys are so stupid. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have here. So Bastion already has... Actually, let's start with Andrew first. So Andrew has Assassinate already. From here, we're going to focus on leveling up Bastion. Primarily Bastion, but we're also going to make sure everybody starts leveling up in an equal way, except for Barlow. We don't really care much for Barlow. He's going to get basically the scraps. So let's go ahead and move Andrew forward. Ideally, we're going to want Bastion and Reina up at the front here, just taking down these bandits because they're level 10, bandits level, and Bastion's level 16, Reina's 12, right? So the level difference is drastically fast. Later on in the mission, we're going to see a group of bandits pop up here. We want Bastion to attack, but not kill. We want Reina and Andrew taking the kills. So let's go ahead and take down, let's see, level 9. Let's go bring Andrew all the way to the front, and we'll back him up with Reina. Let's use Tornado instead. I was going to use Strong Thrust, but it's not that great. There we go. End our turn. Bastion can go up to the front and do his weakening moves. Only the attacks that can weaken enemies should be used. He's too strong. He's not going to get a lot of experience from the kills and the attacks. There we go. We have Reina. Now she doesn't really... All she has is parry, her dormant skill. What we want to get is mental vision, and we need 12 base, 10 dex, and 8 agility. So we've got mental vision now. Let's double check that. There it is. And it's shockingly we have front and rear menace. That's because we got our base to 12, and it only requires base 10. So those are not really useful dormant skills for her, but it's something, right? Okay, we'll have Barlow do attacks in front here. He's not... He probably... Never mind. Let's bring Barlow and have him up front. We got to protect this guy. We don't want him to level up too much or take the experience, but we do not want him to die. Alright, so we have this bandit here frozen. This is going to be great. We're going to have Reina make that kill. There we go. Now they're closing on Barlow. I would say avoid, but plus 50% to an evasion, 50 or more chance to be hit isn't really something that can be avoided. So let's not. Then we're just going to focus on defending with Barlow. Okay, Andrew, we have a choice. Do we want Andrew to become stronger? Do we want Reina to become stronger? I think Andrew is fine as he is. He just needs to get Turbulence and Somersault at some point. But yeah, that's really it, really. He just needs Somersault and Turbulence. So let's just attack from the back with him. And we'll have Reina make the final kills on these two bandits. And here, Barlow, let us move. Let's keep Barlow right here. We'll do an attack. There we go. As you can see, he got 96 experience, which is actually a huge amount if you think about it. Okay, now there's a 3-level difference between them, so the experience gain isn't going to be great. Here's the second group. Rebel Boss, what's taking you so long? Hurry up and finish these ATACs. Wait, hurry up and put these ATACs out of their misery. Alright, let's move. Let's go ahead and use Searing Flame on Barlow. We'll power him up so he can actually make attacks that are useful. And here, Okay. Now, we're going to want Andrew and Bastion blocking these two. I would say the second group of bandits that come close. Just because they're actually pretty strong. So you don't want them to get behind you at all. So we're going to sit here with Alba and Veto Corbin. While Reyna and Barlow here make kills. Well, Reyna for sure makes kills. Okay, we can probably avoid this. Let's see. Barlow's really sucky at evading. Okay, this time he managed to do it. That's a good thing. Let's go ahead and evade again. Actually, no, let's dodge. Let's defend this one. Okay, let's move. How far can we go? So if the height difference is +4 or more, so we see 8H in the bottom left and 12H, that's a 4 height difference. With the 3 height difference, they should be able to attack it with a range attack, but not a 1 range attack. So let's move Andrew up a little bit, attack the Bandit Chief. As you can see, level 13. So he's going to get a lot of experience for that, for attacking that. Let's put Reyna here, and she's going to use a Fireball on this last Bandit and get the experience. Here we go. We'll move her to the side. There we go. Now let's move Alba up a little bit, and here we go. We're going to do Searing Flame on Andrew, give him a higher attack, increase his weapon stat so that he does more damage, and we're going to end our turn. Okay, so yeah, they can still attack at range of +3, plus or minus 3. All right, Barlow can go ahead and use Thrust. Let's see, on I would say this guy right here. Yeah. Okay, we're going to go behind Reyna and sit to our side like so. Now, they really have it in for Barlow, so you need to be careful he doesn't die. That's why I left Reyna here with him. Okay, as you can see, like 17% to evasion. We're probably going to reflect this attack. So, carefully, bang, there it is. Fireball, instantly. That's why you want reflect attack, the dormant skill, for situations like this. Let's say there's an attack that can hit for 99%. With reflect attack, you can actually deflect it, as you just seen, and not take any damage. It's extremely useful. That only works when you're attacking from the front. Go ahead and just dodge that. There we go. Extra damage, 86 experience. Okay, so we're at 82 FP. Let's move Andrew back, and we're going to move him forward. This will basically just prevent his morale from dropping, because he needs to do something, I believe. Otherwise, if he doesn't do anything in a single turn, his morale actually goes down. Okay, so Bastion can go ahead and use Fireball again. He's not going to get a ton of experience in here, because the level differences are way too high. So we're just using him to weaken enemies. Okay, Reyna is going to probably... No, she probably won't be frozen. Unless another bandit attacks her. Okay, never mind, she's frozen. Oh, she's not. Alright, good. Looks like their FP was too high, that's why they skipped her turn. So with Reyna, let's just go ahead and use Searing Flame on Barlow again, so he can do some extra damage. And we're going to end her turn. Go ahead with Bastion. Tackle would do quite a lot, and he missed, interestingly enough. He missed. Okay, Searing Flame on Andrew. We're not going to recover, well, reduce our FP a lot, because FP reduction is determined by AP remaining at the end of their turn. So let's go attack. There we go. Barlow can go ahead and attack Bandit 4 from behind. Actually, no, let's leave him where he is. His FP is too high. He's going to get himself killed. He gets frozen. Instantly killed. Okay. And it would be nice if he had another dormant skill like Reflect, Attack, or Parry, but that's not on the cards. Okay, let's go ahead with Reyna. We can go ahead, probably Tackle, right? It does a lot of damage, but 75% isn't actually a guarantee that it would hit. Let's just go ahead and do it anyways. Hopefully it hits. It hits. Excellent. Let's end our turn. Now, I don't want Barlow to die, so we're going to bring Bastion down, just for temporarily, not permanently. We just need to reduce the amount of enemies that are here. Okay, let's go ahead and just use Fireball. As for Barlow, we could go here, but then there's a risk of the bandits here. No, not a risk. Okay. So there's always a risk of him getting killed because he's so weak. Reyna can easily dodge this one. Or not. Okay, let's finish off this bandit here and get the experience. There we go. Alright, so Andrew only has Assassinate because that's the only dormant skill he actually starts with. With him, we're probably going to want Parry, which is 6 base and Dex 12. Or we can go straight for second attack. Personally, I think we should probably increase his Dexterity, because by doing this and getting his Dex to 12, we're going to learn Turbulence, which is an extremely powerful attack. And then, yeah, Parry is also really good. So he's not going to have, he's going to get Wind Strike in the next time he levels up. Actually, the second time, after two more level ups. And he'll get Parry also and in the next level up. So let's go ahead and move him nowhere. Actually, let's move him next to Alba. We'll bring the enemies down now. Okay, Reyna, she's going to be frozen. Pro tip, if you're going to be frozen, just attack. Don't try and avoid the damage. Unless, of course, you're going to be defeated. Then you do want to avoid the damage. Alright, let's go and tackle this guy. There we go. We're going to use skill on Barlow, well, Searing Flame. This is mainly so he can make the kills. But he's in danger of dying right now. As is Barlow's normal, I guess, contribution to the battle. Okay, let's avoid. We don't actually need to avoid. Let's go and strong thrust this. Thought I'd Wind Strike for a second. Okay, there we go. Now, Bandit Chief. We can let Andrew or Reyna take the kill, but I think Reyna should probably take it. I just feel like she's going to be more useful. Alright, let's go ahead and just hit here with Andrew. And he's going to attack. He didn't attack Barlow, which is actually really good. Instead, he attacked Reyna. Now, we don't want Reyna to die. So we are going to definitely need to take down, well, weaken enemies to a point where they can be destroyed easily. But if we move Bastion down here, it's very likely these bandits up here are going to just attack Barlow, right? Because everybody wants to kill Barlow. Okay, so we can wipe out this Bandit 4. And then from there, we could... Well, to keep Barlow alive, it actually might be safer to just move him here. Then have Reyna turn around and kill Bandit 4. So we'll move Andrew down here and do an attack. Barlow can't do anything. Fun fact, if you end your turn for Barlow, in which he does nothing, he'll actually like you more. And you'll see it reflected in the morale board. Okay, we're not going to attack with Bastion. We can't move. Let's double check who comes after him. So Andrew and Reyna. So we can move Andrew here and Reyna here, but then he's free in the front. Let's just end our... Well, give Searing Flame to Barlow again, and then end our turn. You're going to find yourself doing this a lot when it comes to Barlow, whereas you're protecting him. Unfortunately. Until later on, of course. Okay, let's go ahead and get this kill right here. There we go. 39. Okay, we'll move forward and we'll move back. And we're good. Alright, who's Bandit Chief gonna attack? Reyna, got it. Okay, she should be able to dodge this. Good. Dodge this one too. Okay, Bastion Tackle is the best bet when it comes to this, just because it can prevent them from defending. One end. Barlow's not going to do anything just yet. Let's go and hit Bandit 5 from behind. Strong thrust. There we go. Now Barlow can actually make this kill. Okay, Bastion can go ahead with another tackle on Bandit Chief. I've decided I'm going to let Reyna take this kill. Okay, so it's Bandit 5 and 3. Let's make sure they're not moving next. Okay, so Barlow's moving next. Let's go ahead and move Andrew right there and attack Bandit 3. And looks like tackling Bandit Chief is actually the best option, but it's 45% accuracy, which I would say you kind of don't want that, especially with their HP being so low. So let's just go ahead and You know what? Let's just go ahead and tackle Bandit 3. There we go. That was lucky. Okay, and we're going to use Searing Flame on Barlow. He's next, and I'm going to have him finish off Bandit 5. So 3 HP, he should be able to thrust and wipe him out. Now, this is 70%. Let's increase it a little bit to 83. Good. Alright, this is very lucky. Barlow hitting at 82% is an achievement for him. Alright, so like I said, with Barlow, it's depending on what you want to do with him in terms of how you want to actually distribute his stats. Ideally, the ideal one for him is to equip a Wind Seal Stone and make him learn Turbulence so he can actually support in battle. But... oh, excuse me. 1 second, let me have a drink of water. Alright, so what you want to do with Barlow, let's go ahead and increase his dexterity, no, his defense and his agility. We're going to actually not make him into a turbulence user. We'll instead have him, actually no, let's make him into a turbulence user. So we'll increase his dexterity by 2 and agility by 1. With turbulence, you just want dex 12 and agility 10. So we have agility set up here. We just need to give him 2 more stat points to his dex, and he'll be able to use turbulence. After we give him a Windstone, of course. Okay. So hopefully she can dodge this, so she won't die. Okay, good. Thankfully 39% is actually enough to dodge, which in this game doesn't guarantee a dodge. We are going to need to protect her now, so let's go ahead and move Bastion down, use Searing Flame on Reyna. We're going to move Andrew up to beside the Bandit Chief. This will prevent anybody from actually going beside Reyna and wiping her out. Okay, so can we attack Bandit Chief? Yes, we can, which is good. Now, since Bandit Chief already attacked, he's not going to be able to make a move at this point. So Reyna, 46% accuracy isn't good. Let's see, can Fireball defeat him? Yes. Alright, we're good. Alright, 470. So she has both forward and rear menace, and she also learned mental vision right in the last level up. So rapid motion requires 18 base and 12 agility. She doesn't have the agility for it. And we could actually start working towards Reyna's trick, but I think rapid motion would be better. That gives you +1 to your movement, so will actually be able to move further. So instead, let's give it all to agility. We just get agility to 12 and then agility to 12 and then base to 18, and we'll be able to get it. As for why I'm moving her here is because she's at very low HP and she's probably gonna get killed if we leave her sitting in the middle. Okay, so this bandit can attack Barlow. This one can also attack Barlow. So which one of them is going first? Bandit 8 and then Bandit 7. So you're Bandit 8. So we might need to actually wipe them out, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Tackle. I don't want to do this, but I don't really want Barlow to die, even though he's not useful. Okay, let's put Andrew right here. This will force the bandit to actually move around him, consuming more AP, making sure he can't actually end up attacking Barlow. Ah, look at that, he can actually run for it. First off, let's check. He doesn't have anything useful. He has Ice Shards, and Bandit 7 has, let's see, 30 FP. Actually, we could make this work. So we'll move Andrew in front, or sorry, Barlow behind Andrew, use Ice Shards, and it drives this bandit's FP up to 60, which means in the next turn, he's going to skip it. He's just going to end his turn. Okay, he didn't even get a chance to make a turn. That's great. Let's just go ahead and attack. Boost his FP as much as possible. Good, he's frozen. Let's go finish him off. Bang, we finished. These bandits were hardly hellish, as they claimed. Yes, they were not hellish. Now, this is the last real generic mission that you're going to face in the Ruin route, as well as any other route. The ones after this become unhinged, crazy, and completely idiotic. So if you're into that stuff, you're going to love like every mission toward up, even including all the way to the final battle. It's complete lunacy. I think it's time that we return to Europa Castle. Bastion, we've barely begun to search for Milea, and I've already put all of your lives in danger with my selfish desires. Let's put an end to this before we encounter someone more dangerous than those bandits. But I know you don't want to give up, buddy, but this is the right choice. Then why does it feel so much like the wrong one? Alright, Bastion, let's return to the castle. Don't worry, Bastion, I have a feeling in my gut that Milea will find us. Judging by the size of that gut, it must be a very strong feeling, Barlow. I certainly hope you're right. Let's get moving. Listen, you morons. I want you to repair this ATAC, not destroy it. Am I making myself clear? Good evening, Maddock. Faulkner, is something wrong? Not at all, Maddock, although I enjoy the paranoia my presence seems to instill in you. What are the results of your test on the Ultragunner? Have you been able to successfully operate it? Oh, yes, the Ultragunner. Yes, the Ultragunner. How could you possibly get something of such tremendous importance? You've asked me the same question 20 times since you brought that ATAC to me, Faulkner. Because my plans of conquering the continent require the Ultragunner to be fulfilled, you crazy old goat. Does the Emperor happen to know of these plans? Yell at me, and he's certain to learn of them. Don't patronize me, Maddock. We both know that I can destroy you with a snap of my fingers. Now tell me what you have achieved with the Ultragunner. Nothing, Faulkner. Nothing at all. Excuse me? It doesn't work. It doesn't move. It's a completely worthless hunk of metal. Nonsense. It is the ATAC of legend. There is a way to make it work, and you will find the way. Would you care for a look at my latest ATAC design, Faulkner? I guarantee you'll be very pleased. Why must you always attempt to change the subject when you have unpleasant news to report? Are you absolutely certain that the Ultragunner cannot be activated? Actually, I'm not certain at all. I've been far too busy supervising the construction of my new ATAC. The Ultragunner will look like a child's plaything in comparison to my majestic creation. Maddock, you disappoint me, and you know how I hate to be disappointed. This new ATAC is the culmination of my life's work, the perfect mix of aesthetics and functionality. Rest assured, there will be nothing aesthetic about the manner in which I punish your insolence, old man. Your manner could be less heavy, my tyrannical taskmaster. I was merely jesting with you. Of course you were. In any case, I must return to the research facility. Those technicians never get any work done unless I'm standing behind them with a prod in hand. If any progress is made with the Ultragunner, you shall be the first to know. I will kill that old fool with my bare hands if he wasn't such a vital part of my plans. But those plans are for naught if Ultragunner cannot be activated. Maddock is the Empire's best engineer. If he says the Ultragunner is useless, I must take him at his word. I have no choice but to conceive of a new strategy for the enslavement of the continent. Perhaps the old man's new ATAC is truly as powerful as he claims. Or perhaps I should strangle one or two of the Emperor's servants to help relieve this frustration. I'm afraid I have bad news, Bastion. There's been some sort of uprising in the capital of Avalon. Duke Sierra and Commander Galvus are preparing to return there and see if they can regain control. A revolt in Avalon? I can't believe anyone would stage a coup d'etat against such a capable leader. And what happens if the mutineers manage to repel Zera and Galvus? Don't worry, Bastion. I have some great news for you. In fact, this could be the best news in the history of the continent. I'll keep my expectations somewhat lower than that, Puck. What is your news? I've just finished the construction of a brand new, never-before-seen type of ATAC. A new ATAC model? Really? Yep, I started working on it as soon as we got back to the castle. I think it's just about as powerful as the Ultragunner. What? Do you honestly believe this new ATAC of yours is that strong? Yep, because it uses a power stone from one of the original excavated ATACs. Really? Which one? The Water Dragon. It was the only excavated ATAC that was damaged beyond repair. But they were able to salvage a lot of parts out of it, including the stone. You can really feel the energy inside of it. My hands are still tingling. And how were you able to obtain such a precious artifact, Puck? I saved up my money and bought it. I don't recall Camors giving you an allowance quite that large, Puck. Seriously, how did you obtain it? Sorry, Bastion, it's a secret, but I can tell you that I got it at a great price. I'll probably stop interrogating the little man and thank him instead. I mean, Bastion, this kid built an ATAC for you. I have friends who won't even buy me a beer. Is it really that important for you to know how he got the stone? You're right. Thank you, Puck. You don't have to thank me, Bastion, because I'll need you to pay me back eventually. Excuse me. What brings you here, soldier? It's an emergency, Miss Reina. We're under attack by Imperial troops. So the Empire wants a Rappa back. Well, they can't have it. Let's move out, everyone. Are you sure that you need my help? I was hoping to relax for a while and maybe have something to eat. Yes, Barlow, you're coming with us. Well, Puck, is your new ATAC ready for combat? Or should I take the Alba instead? And please be honest, I don't want to take an incomplete ATAC into battle. It's ready for anything the Empire can throw at it, Bastion. I promise. Excellent. Follow us to the hangar and give me a quick walkthrough of the controls before we depart. Alright, so we have ourselves the TIC-TAC as the title says. So let's go ahead and save. And I believe I forgot to save in the previous mission. Yes, I totally did. Oops. Okay, well, whatever. Here we go. Must-build army. Goodbye. Now we're going to go into the shop. Actually, first off, we're not going to go to the shop. We need to go to the hangar first. Alright, so here, my friends, is the TIC-TAC. This thing is severely overpowered. Way more overpowered than Ultragunner. Its final attack exceeds that of Soaring Dance. And it is way more spammable. It's crazy. So we're going to work towards that, and that's just going to require all stats to 18 and dex to 20. That's about it. And we've got it. But we also need to make sure we get our dormant skills before we get Tidal Wave, which is TIC-TAC's unique attack. And in order to get second attack, we just need to increase his base quite a lot. So it's going to be a few missions. Alright, so we actually have Alba free for us now, so we can actually switch out Reina with Alba if we really want to, and then give Barlow Serrata. And because we're going for ATAC 100% on the viewer, we need to actually, for one mission and one mission only, give Barlow Flaros, and we need to watch the battle animation for it. The only time Flaros actually appears is when you are in Andrew's test and Dion's test. So if you don't use battle animation on and you're going for 100%, you are going to miss Flaros. So you need to have those. You need to have those on. All right. So we're gonna have Barlow use Flaros for one turn. Let's equip him properly, though. We don't want him to die immediately. I guess we'll give him the. Let's just give him turquoise. Actually, wait, aquamarine, and that's really it. We'll keep Reina with Jasper for now. And give her armor amulet. There's really nothing we can do at this point with anyone, so let's go ahead and exit this. But that's what TIC-TAC looks like, and we do need to have Flaros on for this next mission. Okay, let's go into the shop and do some purchasing. All right, so we'll buy here. Priority the purchase priority is always stones, okay? Especially when you're trying to get a specific attack. We need Barlow to have turbulence, so we're gonna get him an olivine. As for Reina, she's not going to be able to learn Reina's trick until she has a lapis lazuli, and that's when the next shop pops up. But we can increase her defense for now. Let's get her a sapphire. And Andrew already has an olivine, so we're going to avoid that. Now, we can upgrade their weapons. Since Reina is using an infantry type ATAC, she's going to now require swords. Let's give her Dark Blade. And who else? Yes, we have Slashing Ire to Andrew. We will not buy it for Barlow because using Flaros is temporary. As for this, we could give Bastion Holy Headband, which increases base. Very useful. And then we can give Barlow a Dex Ring, so we could swap those two out. As for Reina, she's going to need a Dex of 20, so she might actually herself need a Dex Ring. Let's give Reyna a Dex Ring, and then we'll give Bastion the Holy Headband. As for Andrew, let's see. A lot of Andrew's skills rely on dexterity and agility, so maybe. We'll see what we can give to him afterwards, but let's give them their proper items. So I'll give her Sapphire, we're going to give her a Dex Ring, she needs that, and Dark Blade. Give Barlow nothing for now. Actually, wait, we're going to give him the Armor Amulet, and we're going to give Bastion the Holy Headband. There we go. And Barlow, apologies, he was going to get the Thieves Ring. I thought there was a second Dex Ring. My apologies, there was not. And we're actually going to get a Dex Ring for... We need 2 more Dex Rings. So we're going to get 2 Dex Rings. One for Barlow and one for Andrew. There we go. And once we equip these, we're pretty much set. We'll check what dormant skills they've potentially unlocked, which I believe they should have unlocked at least one. Okay, so here's Barlow, Dex Ring, and we'll give him the Olivine. He has that too. We have to swap that out later on though, when we switch back to, when we give him Alba. Dex Ring, oh, right, and his Slashing Iron. There we go. Now, what have they unlocked? Let's see. Okay, Bastion unlocked nothing, 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 nothing. Alright, so they didn't unlock anything, but they're getting a lot closer to unlocking the rest of their dormant skills. Okay, let's go ahead to interview now. And we'll talk to everybody again. Bastion, I'm still very curious as to how Puck obtained a stone from an excavated ATAC. Aren't you? Bastion, you look like you need a sugar buzz. Why don't you suck on my lollipop for a while? See what I mean about the craziness? If you're not like, at least a millennial, stuff like this will go past your head. So, yeah, just, you're gonna hear a lot of stuff like that. I'm sorry, Bastion, but the secrets of coolness cannot be taught. They must be learned. Alright, so Andrew still thinks he's super cool. Hopefully, that'll probably change in the future. And now it's briefing time. I guarantee these Imperials have never seen anything quite like this ATAC of yours, Puck. Good, you'll have the element of surprise on your side. Alright, mission time. It is because of your incompetence that we lost the rabbit to the kingdom, Zakov. Now you will retake it. I will not fail again, Prince Duyere. Leave here now, Imperial dogs, or suffer the wrath of the... What's the name again, Puck? Terrifying Incognito Terrestrial Armored Combatant, or TIC-TAC. Not exactly a name that will strike fear into my opponent's hearts. It makes me think of a cool, refreshing mountain breezes. But that's just me. I must admit, Puck, you've done a fine job. These controls are incredibly smooth and responsive. Do you think Puck will build a new kind of ATAC for me too? I think the ATAC you have is all you can handle, Barlow. No offense. Begin the attack. Here they come. Fight hard, Bastion. Alright, so as you can see, even Bastion basically sponsored TIC-TACs. Alright, so first off, let's go take a look at Duyere. He's not as powerful as... He's really not powerful, and he's not dangerous whatsoever, so you don't ever really have to worry about him. His only problem is once he starts getting his dormant skills, then he starts being able to dodge more and basically cause terror throughout the field. He's not strong though, so don't worry too much. He should be the first target. As for Zakov, Zakov tends to be a bit more stronger. Reflect attack makes him stupidly dangerous when you attack from the front, so sides or do a collision attack from the front. Otherwise, this is not a generic battle, but it is pretty fun. So we have TIC-TAC here now. So let's move Andrew forward as far as possible. We're going to go ahead and spam Turbulence for now. We'll move our beautiful TIC-TAC up to the front. And he has a water gem, he has a water stone equipped by default. And unfortunately you can't remove that, which kind of sucks. So he's forced to use water type attacks and support skills. The great thing about that, though, is we can go ahead and use Cooling Mist a ton. Okay, so he can use Turbulence now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then was it here? No, it was the next. It was the next space. So we can use Turbulence here, and we'll keep hitting the Dontarius with them. There we go. They're all going to charge forward eventually. It won't take long. These Kingdom Soldiers in the back are who you have to worry about. They can kill steal from you, so that's really the only reason you have to worry about them. The good thing is they're not overly strong, and they can be easily destroyed. It's just that you're going to be fighting alongside them. So you could end up losing attacks. You end up losing any kills to them. Okay, long thrust. The more I use your ATAC, the more I like it, Puck. I'm glad, Bastion. Alright, so he likes the ATAC. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and use Turbulence again, just cuz. No particular reason. We're not going to have him move forward until Duyere. Well, actually, we might have him move forward eventually, but Duyere is pretty much the target. Okay, so there's a 3-level difference. So we might need to have Reyna. Nope. Barlow. Okay, so Reyna and Andrew will take the kills for sure. And we'll see if we can kill this guy from the side. She has... Oh, I took away her Fire Sealing Stone. Okay, she has Tackle. So, she made a hit. Excellent. Okay, she only got 36 experience, which... understandable, considering the +4 level difference. Now, Barlow needs to go forward. We need him to attack just once, at the very least. We need to get him in a battle animation. Okay, let's use TIC-TAC. We're going to attack her in front for that extra experience. And awesomely enough, he has Strong Thrust, which is basically a strong version of Thrust, but stronger than Strong Slash. So, it's really good. There we go, we get 14 experience. I don't think any character here actually runs away. You know what? I want to double check that, because I don't think they do. No, Duyere actually runs away. Dang. Well, Duyere runs away at when his HP is less than 50, so we need to be careful not to let that happen. Otherwise, we end up losing that experience. Okay, so that was quite a lot of damage. We might be able to get a kill with Barlow. Just one, right? Let's level him up just a tad. Okay, we can dodge this. Imperial's almost destroyed. Duyere is not moving. We could probably surround Zakov at this point. Yeah, you could probably surround him. Okay, we are not going to attack Imperial 4. We can go ahead and attack Zakov. He has Reflect Attack, so probably we'll use Mirage Mist instead, right? Reduce, actually not Mirage Mist. Yeah, Mirage Mist, sorry. Yeah, this will just reduce his hit points, his hit accuracy. What is this ATAC? I can hear the fright in your voice, and you should be afraid. This is a TIC-TAC, and it's with this weapon that will defeat the Imperial Army. You really think that you will defeat the Imperial Army with an ATAC that looks like a giant whatever it is? Yeah, you actually can. This ATAC is massively overpowered. Okay, we're going to leave Imperial 4 for Barlow. We're going to let him have at least one kill. Oh, right. We're going to end our... Actually, yeah, let's end our turn right here. We need to recover FP. Andrew being frozen basically is a death sentence to him. Okay, let's move Reyna forward. Up here, we will go ahead and use Pouring Mist on Andrew. Let's make it so that he can actually avoid even better than he already can. Now keep this in mind. For the final mission, agility is completely useless. You're going to have to rely on your base and defense in order to minimize damage. So focusing on agility in the ruin route will get you killed. So let's just go ahead and use a normal thrust. Ooh, that's really low. North slash. All right, this might hit. Nice, there we go. Fantastic. We're not going to get as much experience, but at least we got the kill. Okay, we can turn battle animations off. There we go. Barlow got his thing. Excellent. Now we need to increase his agility to 10, which he already has. And his turbulence is already set to 12. So he already has what he needs for for turbulence. So let's just go ahead and increase his defense, and we will increase his base too. So we'll do this for him: 2 to defense, 1 to base every time he levels up. There we go. And we also don't need to have in battle animations anymore, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh, everyone always attacks Barlow. Come on. Alright, so he's gonna do a strong slash, and unfortunately I could dodge it. Hopefully. Let's see. No, of course you can't dodge. Very unfortunate. Okay, Andrew, let's go ahead and use Tornado on Zakov. We're gonna try and wipe him out for those 2 Kingdom soldiers in the back. Come, reach us. Oof. Okay, so Bastion attacking Zakov from behind shouldn't kill him, but it should do a ton of damage. There it is. Okay, let's go ahead and use turn battle animations on. I don't remember if I did this earlier, that's the reason why. There we go, 55 damage. Excellent. Let's end here. As you can see, the Duyere and the bodyguards are not moving at all. I think they only attack if you start attacking them. I can't guarantee that. I can't verify that yet, but I will later on for you. On my Patreon page, I have more information on the guides, on the missions, as well as the strategies and tips there. So if you're interested, just go to my Patreon and check it out there. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn battle missions off and dodge this. Thank goodness he actually dodged. And we're gonna move Reyna to the side. And she doesn't have anything that's gonna be super useful. She could use Tackle to wipe him out in 1 turn. It would freeze him. But I think a better option would be to freeze him this way and then finish him off with a normal strong slash from the front. Alright, so Reyna, let's see. She does need rapid motion, but I said we're gonna probably not get that. She needs 18 to rapid motion, so that's actually huge. That's really huge. So here's what we can do. Actually, no, we can actually give it all to rapid motion. If we increase rapid motion to 15 and the next turn we increase it to 18, we will get rapid motion. Oh wait, we're going to require 3 levels up, right? Because agility requires 12, or rapid motion requires 12 agility. So, but by the time we do this, we get rapid motion, then we will actually have enough for Reyna's trick. So let's do it this way. What does she have? Kick an Ice Storm. Yeah. So let's go ahead and increase agility to, I guess, Barlow. Let's end our turn here. Barlow, it's very tempting to give him this kill. The 5 level difference is massive, and Barlow would level up quite a bit. It's just, he's not a good character. I wish he at least had a unique attack, right? That would make him so much more useful. So instead of that, we're just gonna go ahead with Tornado and hit Imperial 1 from the back, or from the front. And see what I mean? 93% hit accuracy, and he still missed. That is why 99%, 90% or higher is not a guaranteed hit. Okay, it looks like the year's finally moving. And we're going to go ahead and just watch this battle animation. He's level 11, so we're not going to get a lot of experience. We will need to weaken him and then have Bastion make the final attack, so we can at least get the money from it. Interestingly enough, the bodyguards are not moving, which is just interesting. Alright, let's go beside Duyere, and we will attack him. Go ahead and use Tornado. Let's just weaken him a little bit. So he has a max HP of 152. That means 76. We have 70 HP 75 or lower will force him to retreat. So we need to make sure we do not hit that point. Let me take a look at the Kingdom Soldiers and see that they don't have Tornado. Okay. Alright, good. So they don't have any range 2 attacks, which is good. We can prevent Duyere from retreating. Okay, let's go ahead and use Tornado here. There we go, he's a bit weaker. Bastion can go ahead and let's use Mirage Mist. What in the name of the gods? I've never seen your type of ATAC. It's called the TIC-TAC. It was built by my friend Puck, and it's going to smash your skull. TIC-TAC, are you supposed to be a hygiene product or a warrior? I suppose I should be grateful for facing off against such an obviously brain-damaged opponent. Wow, man. That was very mean. Let's use FP or Cooling Mist. This is why TIC-TAC is actually really good too. Unlike with Ultragunner, who has Holy Light, although it can heal, it takes a lot of AP to use. I think it's 90, if I remember correctly. We're gonna have to double check that later, but it's really high. When it comes to TIC-TAC, his support skills, Cooling Mist and Pouring Rain, you can actually use you can use Pouring Rain 3 times. You can use Cooling Mist and 2 Pouring Rains, right? So it's really good at making characters not freeze, as well as increasing their agility. So yeah, and plus you can attack afterwards. It's really good. Wait until we get Tidal Wave, and you're going to see how overpowered TIC-TAC becomes. It becomes the ultimate support and DPS character. Okay, shockingly, the bodyguards are still not moving. I'm not understanding why, but I guess it's nice. Alright, let's go Strong Thrust. Okay, there we go. For Reyna, let's go ahead and use this, and we attack Zakov. Excellent. Arr! This cannot be happening. I curse all of you. So he turned into a pirate for this very moment. Alright, let's see if Devlin comes next. So we have Imperial 1 coming up. It's not going to move in front of Barlow. So that's a good, in front of Duyere. So that's a good thing. Let's try and, I was going to say try and go behind Duyere, but I guess that's not in the cards. Let's go ahead and use Agility on Andrew. Well, Pouring Rain. We'll end here. Bodyguards are finally moving. Good thing I increased Veto Corband's agility. Hopefully this doesn't hit. Oh, I'm always so scared. Okay, looks like we're not going to get behind Duyere. Hopefully Duyere doesn't move though. Good job. Barlow is actually dodging. Alright, let's see. Duyere. Okay, so he's going to get frozen from that. Or... okay, can I move behind Duyere? Yeah, I can from here. Let's make sure Team of Soldiers aren't going to move next. So next up is Barlow. Okay, that's good. So if you move here, we can go ahead and use normal slash on Duyere. The HP goes down too low. Still too low. We cannot do that. Okay, so we'll increase Reyna's agility. And maybe if we attack with Barlow, his HP will go down low enough that we can one-shot him. Okay, Barlow goes here. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that's too low. Yeah, that's too low itself. He needs at least 76. At 75, he will retreat. Maybe a tornado would work. 84, good. 85. So tornado, shockingly, is stronger than turbulence. Interesting. Alright, so we need him to defend. Otherwise, he won't get frozen. There we go. Okay, so 2 to defense, 1 to base. There you go. He should have Roaring Wind now. No, not yet. It's dodge. Can't dodge. 25% is not enough to dodge. Oh. Barlow. Alright, so we cannot attack Duyere or he ends up dying. So we're going to hit the Bodyguard 1 and get the extra experience. And we need to increase Andrew's dexterity. What we're aiming for right now is Wind Strike. We do not want to touch agility anymore. It's going to be completely useless. So put it all towards dexterity right now, and we should have Wind Strike. Yes, because he has 20 dexterity. Great. The next dormant skill he's going to learn will be stealth motion and then second attack. Once he gets second attack, you're going to see the usefulness of Andrew explode. Okay, so they have a range to attack. And here we go. Hopefully Strong Thrust is enough. No, it's not enough. This is the problem when you're preparing for Dion's test. You don't worry too much about increasing Bastion's attack power, which is his power and his weapon stat. So when you get to points like this, you can't one-shot. We could have if we had Searing Flame cast on Bastion, but we don't have that option because no one here. Wait, because only Reyna has it, but she is not close enough to cast it. So let's get rid of Duyere. Actually, we should probably leave him for Reyna to hit, so she can at least get the experience for it. So that's it, Bodyguard 1. There we go, and we will cast Agility on Barlow because he's at risk of getting killed. And our turn. Okay, we have to be careful that Kingdom 1 does not take that kill. Shockingly stronger than I thought, so yeah, their power and weapon is pretty high. Alright, let's go ahead and finish off Duyere. He doesn't have any kind of reflect attack, so should be fine. Experience 12. This is yet another humiliation for the Imperial Army. I'm retreating. Alright, so he ran off. Let's go ahead and move beside Barlow so we can prevent some Imperials from... Actually, no. So we can prevent some Imperials from attacking, but I moved him in the wrong place. Alright, so this guy, Bodyguard 1, want to be killed. There we go. Now we just gotta focus on increasing base for Andrew. So let's go move the... We can move behind Bodyguard 4, get a ton of experience. Or we can protect him from Imperial 2. Barlow is at such a low HP, he might need protection. Let's attack from the front. Oh, no. Wrong place. Okay, we're sitting here instead. I pressed X like a new player. Let's go and attack Bodyguard 2 with Turbulence. Actually, it might be better to attack with Tornado. There we go. That way his FP isn't high, right? He'll still be able to survive. Alright, looks like we're lucking out here. Kingdom 1 is going to skip their turn. Move Bastion over here. We can weaken Bodyguard 2 a bit. I'll move him to the side here. Now the Ruin route is extremely difficult, especially if you don't know how to properly allocate stat points. Once you get to the final mission, you can easily be overwhelmed and consequentially destroyed almost immediately. Possibly. There is a moment in the final mission though where you are practically invincible and you can win by doing absolutely nothing. So, but until that point, you can be easily wiped out. Dodge. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's go ahead and finish off Bodyguard. Actually, wait. They're level 13. Who has the closest level? So Barlow might actually be the best option, but the level difference between Reyna, Andrew, and these bodyguards is only 2, which means we should still get quite a lot of experience for these kind of kills. If you're 3 or below, then you kind of don't want to. But yeah, we don't want to also level up Barlow. Let's end our turn. Like I said, Kingdom 1 would skip their turn. We have Bodyguard 3 here. Go ahead and use Strong Thrust. Have Barlow use Turbulence from the front. There we go, get a little bit of extra experience. And with Andrew attack from, I would say behind, but we want him to level up, so attacking from the side is the ideal option. Okay, Bodyguard will now make 0 moves, because his FP is too high. Okay, Kingdom 1 probably will get destroyed since it's in a one-on-one battle with the Bodyguard. Same with Kingdom 2. Okay, we gotta make that kill. So, freeze Bodyguard 3. Reyna can go ahead and use Strong Slash, which isn't gonna do anything. We will get more experience, but not a whole lot. Let's see, does Barlow get to go next? That's actually be very important. Okay, he does get to go next. And by next, I meant before Kingdom 2. So we're gonna move Reyna here. We're gonna have Andrew move behind Imperial 1 and attack from behind. Barlow can go ahead and take the Imperial 2 kill. Imperial 2, don't move. Excellent. Now let's get this kill with Barlow. Only reason why I'm killing with Barlow for this one is because the level difference between Reyna and Andrew and Imperial 2 is too high, so the experience gained will be drastically reduced. Whereas with Barlow, the level is equal, so yeah, you want to keep it. You don't want to attack with any other character besides Barlow for that moment. Alright, so we have Bodyguard 4. Maybe attacked. Reyna can go ahead and take this Bodyguard 2 kill. Bodyguard 3, I mean. And we're going to leave Imperial 1 for, I would say, Barlow again. Let's go here with TIC-TAC. Andrew... Wait, hold a second. Kingdom 1 is after. Okay, so Kingdom 1, Kingdom 2. Kingdom 2 will probably wipe out Imperial 1. So we're going to take this kill. There we go. We got the 3,500 money. Okay, we're going to take down Bodyguard 4. Unfortunately. Oops. Or we're going to lose the money and the experience. Okay, there we go. Bodyguard 3 is gone. Okay, there he goes. I don't think I can get to anyone in time. Andrew? Yeah, you know what? I'll save it for Andrew to kill. So let's go ahead to TIC-TAC. 52 HP. Let's go Strong Thrust. Reduce it a bit. Let's move out of the way so Andrew can hit from the side. Maybe the back. Let's do the back instead. There we go. Alright, 33 experience, 5,000 money. You did it, Bastion. I like this TIC-TAC puck. I like it a lot. Yeah, so TIC-TAC is extremely powerful. Once we get Tidal Wave and second attack, you're going to see its true potential exceed that of Ultragunner. Ultragunner is going to look like a toy compared to TIC-TAC. The Empire has been driven away, and Duke Zero and others are back. Good news all around. The best news of all is how Puck's new type of ATAC performed in battle. I've never been more impressed with your skills. Gee, thanks, Bastion. Will you build me one too? Hahaha, I'll see what I can do, Barlow, but I can't promise anything. Now that Zera's back and we all have a little downtime, how about some recreation and relaxation? I even have a perfect destination in mind, a lovely lake with the cleanest water you've ever seen. It sounds very nice, Andrew, but where is it exactly? I stumbled upon it a few years back when I was hiking through Hibernian territory. Hibernia, that freezing cold domain of Lord Alden? I wanted to go for a swim, not a skate. Oh, Reyna, my silly blonde friend, this lake is just across the border, and practically at sea level. We could go fishing, Reyna. First we'll catch him, then we'll eat him. If all that drool is any indication, I'd say that Barlow is ready to go. What do you think, Bastion? Well, I would need to borrow someone's swimming trunks. You can borrow Barlow's. I bet we can both fit in those. Very true. Alright, Andrew, you win. But keep in mind that we can't be gone for too long. Not a problem, buddy. Although I think you'll change your mind after you see this place. And especially if we manage to get Reyna into a bikini. Andrew, let me be the first to point out that snow is currently falling on all of us. Patience, Buttercup. I guarantee that you'll be very warm and very wet in just a few minutes. Bastion, did you remember to bring the fishing poles? I can hardly wait to catch something and eat it. Barlow, you're drooling again. Can't help it, Puck. I always suffer an excess of spittle when I fantasize about foodstuffs. There's nothing wrong with fantasy, my friend, but there's something very wrong with foaming at the mouth. Sorry about that, Andrew. Next time, I'll bring my drool cup with me. I think it's time to establish control of your salivary glands, buddy. What's the matter, Bastion? I'm picking up some unusual noises in my audio monitor. I'm picking them up too, Bastion, but they're not unusual. Those are the sounds of clashing ATACs, Bastion. I've heard them far too many times. ATACs at war in Hibernia? Perhaps we've stumbled into a training zone or military exercise. Well, if we detect them, they'll have detected us, so we might as well see what's going on. Well, let's check it out. Alright, Chapter 11, TIC-TAC complete. Now, you've already seen a TIC-TAC in action, and it's up to you to judge whether you find it powerful right now, but if you don't worry, it's going to be a lot more powerful. And you find it powerful now, then you haven't seen anything yet. So let's move on and get rid of Dion's test. There we go. And let's go to equip. And we're going to swap out Barlow for the Alba now. The Flaros isn't great. Now, I can actually prove it to you pretty easily. Look at the stat boost between them. So Alba has Darkblade and Sapphire, right? Flaros has Shimmer Sword and Olivine. But if you look at the white ticks, there's a huge difference between them. You get way more stat boost with an Alba than you do with the Flaros. That is not to say Flaros does not look cool. It does, but it's not as good as Alba. And where's my Serrata? And Serrata. Serrata is also... Serrata and Alba basically give the same stat boost, so either or for Reyna and Barlow. After that, you don't ever need to change these, since they're the optimal extra ATACs you have. Now, we just need to make sure he has Olivine, so we need to go back and give him Flaros, unequip Olivine and the Dex Ring, give him back Barrow, and we'll give Armor Amulets to the Flaros. Barlow's gonna have the Alba. There we go, Olivine, and we're gonna give him the Dex Ring. Excellent. Now, hopefully he has Turbulence, so I don't have to bother learning it, and he does. Excellent. And he doesn't have Mass Menace yet, so unfortunately I forgot all about Mass Menace. Huge apologies. Easy enough to get though. We just need to put 2 more points into base, and we've got it. So he doesn't exactly need it, but he can be useful as a deterrent, preventing enemies from getting behind you. As for Reyna, he doesn't need anything else. Until we get Lapis Lazuli, she's going to stick around with a Jasper. So let's go ahead and exit here. We'll do interview now. Alright, Reyna's turn to talk. Bastion, I'm starting to realize that listening to Andrew was the single stupidest thing I've ever done. No, I talked to her twice. Dang it, I'm so sorry. Okay, let's talk to Andrew. Bastion, why is a beer better than a woman? Because a beer doesn't mind if you have another beer. So unfortunately we couldn't listen to Barlow. He talks about lollipops again, of course, and sugar. That's his thing. And let's do briefing now. This is definitely a battle, not a training exercise as I had hoped. It's safe to say that one of these armies is from Hibernia, and their opponents are most likely from Nordelaine. Nordelaine. Alright, so you know Nordelaine. We fought a Nordelaine soldier back in Chapter 5, and if you remember, you're going to know who we're dealing with. The surprise, though, is... You'll see, I'm not going to tell you. Wait, is that Alden? Like, don't you know it's not safe to walk around, Lord Alden? Especially when my daddy ordered me to find you and kill you. What should we do, Bastion? If we interfere, we're choosing a side in the conflict between Nordelaine and Hibernia. But if we save Alden's life, he'll be indebted to join with us in our battle against Faulkner. While that isn't the most heroic of reasons, Bastion, you're probably quite right. Besides, a little activity on the field of battle should help me to warm up. And I'm sure you'd like me to get warmed up, wouldn't you? Haha. I think Andrew's attitude is starting to rub off on Reyna. If we're going to do this, Bastion, we better do it quickly. Alden's in a very poor situation. You will retreat from here at once. Huh? Like, who are you? We've come to help you, Lord Alden. Bastion, it's me. What? Milea? What in the names of the gods are you doing inside Alden's ATAC? And what are you doing inside that ATAC, Bastion? Is it Ultragunner? No, this is the TIC-TAC. Can you believe Puck built it for me? What? But the reason I'm inside this ATAC is because I was bringing it to Araba Castle for you. Like, hello? Maybe you two can catch up on your gossip later on? And whoever is inside Alden's ATAC, what were you thinking? My daddy and Alden are at war. I was shocked when you surrounded me so quickly. I tried to tell you that you had the wrong person. Oh yeah, sure you did. Not. I don't care who you are, because I'm still going to destroy that ATAC. She strikes me as a person with a lot of anger management issues. That's no surprise, seeing how she's the daughter of Duke Logan. Now he has anger to spare. Claire has a lot of pride, and she's not going to back down. We'll have to fight her to rescue Milea. I just hope that Milea knows how to use the weapons in Alden's ATAC. So are you going to try and stop me, or are you going to be smart and flee? I totally suggest the latter. Alright. So, we talked about TIC-TAC being severely overpowered, right? And becoming even more so later on. Well, Milea? She is drastically overpowered. Inside the Altar Grave, unlike when she was in Amphisia back in the Kingdom route, she is a freaking beast in this one. She's already level 19. Look at these stats. Just effectively, how many more stat points does she need? All she needs to get Blizzard Break is base 12, defense 12, power 10, agility 10, weapon 10. So where is she in that? She is literally almost there. If we give her one more stat point to Dex, she gets Blizzard Break. And she's level 19. She's stronger than Bastion right now. She also has parry, which makes her effectively immune to getting attacked from the front. And she has snow motion. Not useful. Not a useful dormant skill, because you don't get into a lot of snow mass, but still, like, she's a beast already. So, if you ask yourself, is she a damsel in distress? Heck no. We are the damsels in distress. So let's just make it so that Milea can't get any kills, because unfortunately, she is AI controlled. So, yeah, we need to make sure she doesn't kill anything. She is severely overpowered, and we do not want to lose experience. Okay, let's keep moving forward. The second thing we want to make sure happens is Barlow and Bastion attack Claire, especially Barlow. And I think even Andrew has a special dialogue. Oof, that's such a huge hit. Poor soldier. So let's move forward with Reyna. We're going to come from two sides. As you can see, we're coming from around the bush. Just a little bit. And with this, we can actually probably attack with Barlow. Not to the point where he can get kills, but unless we need to get a kill because a soldier's going to die. But yeah, we just want to make sure that Andrew and Reyna get the kills. Claire should be taken down by ideally Bastion and Reyna, but it might not be an option. We have Xion coming though. He's level 17, so he definitely is a lot stronger. Now the problem, there's a problem though. Actually, there's no problem. None of them will actually escape, so we're pretty good. So let's move ahead with Andrew. Can we take down Norlane Soldier 2 in one go? And when does Milea come next? So Andrew's gonna get 2 attacks. So we're gonna go behind this Norlane Soldier, reduce Wind Strike, and we're gonna wipe it out. There we go. Excellent. Let's end our turn. Andrew's gonna get a second turn, so we might just use Turbulence on Claire. He can be wiped out by Milea right away, so we have to be careful for that happening. That's a huge bunch of damage. Thank goodness we dodged it. Okay, Fireball isn't super dangerous, so we might actually be able to dodge this one. I don't think we can though, but let's do counterattack. Yeah, definitely couldn't. Very unfortunate. Alright, so Reyna, she still needs rapid motion, so let's give her 3, and this will give her rapid motion. So she now is able to move an extra movement space. Let's block Nordlane 1 with Bastion. There we go. Now hopefully Milea doesn't go on a rampage too much, or we lose a lot of experience. Okay, so I would say tackle, just to prevent us from getting hit. Now let's go ahead and give Searing Flame to Barlow, so that he can, well, do a lot more damage, right? Okay. Looks like she's probably going to attack Andrew. Yep. Oof, big damage. Watch this. No particular reason, I just want to. Nice. That Andrew dodging is really cool. Okay, we need to move him out of the way. Actually, no, let's keep him where he is. That way we protect this North Lane soldier. Okay, Bastion can go ahead and attack. Let's use Strong Thrust. Oh, maybe not. Maybe Strong Slash. No, he's too strong still. Okay, I guess just a normal slash. There we go. Get a bit of experience. Let's give Andrew this because he can nearly be one-shotted, right? Okay, let's stop here. All right, Barlow can attack North Lane 3 from behind. He should not be strong enough to wipe it out. Yeah, there we go. He does get a lot of experience for it. Okay, Andrew, Wind Strike. There we go. Alright, now he just needs to move forward, and we'll actually move him beside Bastion. Okay, Xion is over there. He's level 17, so for Xion, we need Bastion to wipe him out. Oh, he 13% evasion, and he still got hit. Freaking very strong. Alright, so we have to make sure Xion doesn't get killed by Milea. There we go. Alright, so we definitely need Bastion to make these kills. So he's definitely going to need Chivalry so he can attack. So he can actually do more damage from the front, which gets you more experience in the end. So we're going to increase his defense by 3. And we have Chivalry now. Double check that. There it is. Now let's go ahead and end here. We're going to have Reyna attack again. He's level 16. Maybe not. No, let's leave this guy for Barlow. Barlow might die. Probably. Maybe. I would say I was about to say 100% chance he's going to die, but probably not 100% chance. Okay, who's Milea going to attack? He's attacking Claire. Okay. Big problem. If her sights are set on Claire, then the only good thing about that is that the Northern soldiers are probably going to end up attacking Milea because of how close she is. And they might freeze her. So that might be a good thing. Okay, increases defense by 2 and base by 1. Increases survivability. Should have nothing else there. He got Roaring Wind now. Alright, Bastion can attack from the side. Go ahead and do this. Use our skill on Andrew. Make sure he can't get hit. But as we know, sub 20% evasion does not mean he's going to dodge. Okay, that's the risk. If I hit him with a Wind Strike, he's probably going to get killed by Milea later on. So let's double check. Reyna comes next, then Milea. So Milea is attacking next. So instead we're going to move Andrew in front of Claire and do a Wind Strike on her. Alright, so he's 14 plus 6. He has 20 dexterity right now. In order to get somersault, he's going to need 20 dexterity and 20 agility. Oh right, he can get he already has somersault. He just needs to change to a jade in order to unlock his unique attack. So he's actually good right now. So let's go ahead and increase his base. We increase this by 1. We've now got stealth motion. As for agility, 16, so he's got stealth motion now. Okay, so we just need to increase his base by 2 more stat points, and we've got ourselves second attack. And here. Go ahead and dodge that. Good. Glad to see that actually worked. We should be able to dodge this. Yep, good. should be able to counter this. Let's do it. Nice. Now countering hits the opponent for 120% damage, so it's really useful. The only problem is, let's say you have reflect attack and you deflect the attack. That will actually prevent you from making the counter attack that does damage, preventing you from getting experience. So if you have reflect attack, just don't bother with it. Okay, so we could use melting flare if we move down here, right? I believe melting flare is 40 AP. Yep. If we move here, we can attack Xion, weaken his defense, but is Milea coming next? Okay, so Milea is still coming next. Let's not do that. Instead, let's end our turn right here. And we'll try and dodge this. No, it's not dodging. We should be able to dodge this. Very lucky. Milea really wants to take down Claire. That's very unlucky. Alright, let's go strong thrust. Not helping. Let's attack Norlane 6. We want to make sure Reyna doesn't get killed. And we're going to increase her agility. Increase her chance of survival. Let's end our turn. Barlow can go ahead. I was going to say from behind. But can he attack from here and do enough damage? No, he can't. So we're going to attack from behind. Get rid of... I was going to say get rid of Norlane 3, but that's not an option. So let's just end our turn here. Alright, let's not attack Claire. He's going to get frozen, as you can see. Instead, let's go in front of Xion. Do Wind Strike. End our turn. Reyna can go ahead and use Strong Slash. There we go. Alright, we're going to go behind Xion now. We're going to look at Xion though, because he's the stronger enemy, instead of looking at Norlane 5. Let's end our turn here. Xion is stuck. Go Strong Thrust. There we go. Skill on Reyna. Actually, let's do it on Andrew, because Claire's focusing her attacks on him right now. Okay, so Xion's going to be down in the next attack. Now, if we're unlucky, we're going to see Milea use Ice Shards and take down Xion. Possibly. Possibly. Probably not, but possibly. Alright, excellent. She's really focusing on Claire. Claire's supposed to run away. No, she's not. Okay, so we're going to move forward with Reyna. Let's see if we can take down Claire in one go. Alright, so 56% chance. Let's see what we can do here. Hopefully it connects. Nice, there we go. Claire's gone. I can't believe I lost these weirdos. When did I start to suck? I'm not going to forget this. And next time, I'm bringing my daddy along. Oh god, the next time we see them, it's the most ridiculous scene you'll ever see. So ridiculous. Alright, so we can attack this Norlane from the front. Get the experience for it. There we go. 375 experience. Very, very nice. Wind Strike on Xion would kill him. Let's attack Norlane 4. Or, yeah, Norlane 4 instead. And we use our skill on... Actually, we don't need to. Okay, Bat... Oh no, we should have moved him first. Shoot. Okay, we're getting less experience, but at least we got the Xion kill. Alright, 340 experience. That's actually really good. Now, we are working towards... I was going to say Tidal Wave. That requires 20 dexterity. We currently have 16. But we also want to make sure we have the dormant skills for it too. So how about we do this? We're not going to go for Mass Menace. It's great, but also not that great. Let's increase base by 2 more, or by 3, and this will give us a few more dormant skills. So we've learned Mental Vision. That increases our counter attack rate. So yeah, it's actually really useful. And if we level up 2 more times, then we will be able to, or we get a Dex Ring, we'll be able to... Actually, if we give him a Dex Ring right now, he's going to be able to have Tidal Wave after he levels up one more time, and we give 3 stat points to power. So we might do that. Second attack is going to come next, which we actually should be able to get as soon as we give him the Dex ring. So we'll do that. Okay, let's go ahead and move Bastion here. We'll reduce the amount of AP Milea is going to have to make an attack, I mean. Okay, and Milea is going to probably attack from the back. That's her strategy right now. And good, she did not wipe it out. Okay, so it turns. Reyna, she can have this kill. Let's move over to the other side. And end our turn. Norlane 5. Hopefully. Oh man. Okay, she managed to survive. That's good. Okay, Reyna, don't worry too much about it. The battle's almost over, so there's really no worry at this point of her dying. And let's move here so she doesn't end up getting killed. Wind Strike. We're almost at the point where we got second attack for both Bastion and Andrew, so they're going to be extremely overpowered very soon. Actually, let's use Turbulence. Yeah, I can use a long thrust from this point. I got a little bit extra damage. Milea's coming next. Okay, well, that was a mistake on my part. Oh, look at that. She managed to not kill it. Alright, let's go okay. Only range 2 attack she has is Melting Flare, which actually would work, but she's gonna get so little experience because the damage output of this attack is extremely low. That may well be the angriest person I've ever encountered in my life. What was fueling her rage? Bastion, I know we should return to Araba and report what's happened, but we're almost at the lake, man. He's right, Bastion. We can see the lake and repair ATACs before we return to Avalon. And here we are. I have so many questions to ask you, Milea, but first, you have to explain how you ended up in Hibernia. Well, after Faulkner released me, I was so upset with myself that I ran blindly away from the battle. There were so many tears in my eyes that the world in front of me was a blur of brown and gray. I never saw the cliff, Bastion. I only felt myself fall through the air and smash into the ground. Were you injured? Most definitely, but I was found by Lord Alden and Melior as they were returning to Hibernia. They tended to my injuries, and I asked them for asylum because I was too distraught to face you. They agreed and brought me here to recuperate. That was extremely kind of Alden. The man saved your life. And now for the question we all want to ask you. Milea, how did you end up in Alden's ATAC? Well, Reyna, that's a long story. Hehehe. Milea, you didn't steal his ATAC, did you? No, Bastion, I won it from him, fair and square. You won this ATAC from Alden? Now I'm even more confused. Because it was my fault that the Ultragunner was stolen, I wanted to find a substitute for you. And I realized that Alden's ATAC was a perfect choice. The Altargrave is one of the excavated ATACs. After I recuperated from my injuries, I asked Alden what it would take for him to let me borrow his ATAC. He laughed at first, but eventually realized that I was serious, and so made me an offer. Alden said that if I could defeat him at chess, I could use the Altargrave for a period of 1 week. Chess? You've never played that game in your life, Milea. That's true, but he explained the rules very patiently to me, and it didn't take me long to catch on. So what you're saying is, I beat him in our second game. It should have been the first game, but I forgot how to move the horses. You mean the knights? Please don't be offended by this question, Milea, but is Lord Alden really that awful at chess? Not at all, buddy. He's considered the best player on the continent by many. The gods know I've watched Dion lose to Alden more than a few times. You're serious? About as serious as I am physically capable of. He's undefeated at chess. At least, he was. So what you're telling me is that Milea is a chess master. Did you have any idea of Alden's skill level, Milea? Not really, Bastion. although he did seem a little surprised when I won. I always told you Milea was smart, Bastion. Now do you believe me? I don't know if I'd say that, Puck. After all, it was only a game. You don't understand, Milea. Alden has been playing chess since he was a child, and yet you defeated him. In any case, once I won the use of the ATAC, I left the castle and headed for Avalon to find you, Bastion. Yes, I've been wondering about that. How did you learn to drive an ATAC? Not that I'm jealous. Not at all. I'm really curious. Well, I had to learn how to control the ATAC to bring it to you, Bastion. Alden and Melior taught me. Who are you? Do you know how long it took me to move an ATAC without smashing into every tree within a mile's radius? Oh, Bastion, you were just a child when Camor started teaching you. Of course it took you a while. I appreciate your words, Milea, but I'm not drawing comfort from them. I don't mean to be rude, but someone is about to crash our little party. He's right. There's an ATAC headed straight for us. Does anyone recognize it? From the color and the sound of the hover jets, it's Sylphide, the ATAC of the Imperial Princess. How did she find us, and what does she want? Alright, so Milea is a secret chess master, and she's extremely intelligent. She is a completely overpowered character here in the Ruin Route. Let's take a quick gander at what her stats look like again. So if we look at Milea, he is level 19. Look at Bastion, he just got to level 18. She is extremely overpowered. And all we need to do is put one more stat point to Dex, and we have Blizzard Break. You know how freaking powerful that skill is? It's really strong. And basically she has everything she can learn when she has Blizzard Break, so she starts off extremely overpowered. As for Bastion, here's what we're going to do. Barlow has the Dex ring right now, so we're going to give him the Thieves ring, and then we're going to give Bastion the Dex ring. At this point, he should have, in the next battle, we're going to level up power and get it to 18, which will give us Tidal Wave. So he should currently have all these attacks, and second attack is incoming. Wait a second. Second attack is base 16. Oh, right. Base attack is counted by... Dormant skills are learned by the correct number of blue ticks on the stats. So, next battle, next mission, we should actually have enough to get both second attack and tidal wave, assuming the enemies are at a level where we can actually level up properly. Let's go back to Barlow. Let's make sure he doesn't have the Thieves Ring. Let's give him Holy Headband and make sure he still has Turbulence. Okay, he still does. That's good. Reyna is very close to being able to learn Reyna's trick. We just need to swap out her stone for Lapis Lazuli. Alright, so let's go save. And we're going to save here over Radcot's attack. There we go. Excellent. Now, this is the end of the stream. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. In the next one, we're definitely going to take Milea out for a spin. We're going to make sure she levels up at least once. But we also need to prioritize leveling up Reyna so she can get Reyna's trick as well as the rest of her dormant skills. And then after that, it's everybody, Andrew and Bastion, who are going to get their final dormant skills as well as Tidal Wave and Somersault. That one in the next stream, in the next two streams, we'll be able to get those. Barlow, just build him the way you want as usual, since he has no unique attacks, no dormant skills that are useful. And in the next stream, we're gonna be able to get a brand new character who we can actually max out. Well, we can actually get every single dormant skill in the second mission of the next stream. So that character is really easy to power up. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. If you want more information on, I guess, let's see, 1 week access to this stream, then join my Patreon and you'll get that 1 week access before it goes public, as well as a write-up of the stream, including the strategies, a more, I guess, better written and understandable strategy than what I do here, which ends up being off the cuff, right? So definitely take a look. I activated a 7-week free trial for you to check, if you just want to see what you can get from it. So just take advantage of that. Otherwise, next week, no, not next week, apologies. On Thursday, 9:15, that is when we will be doing the next 4 missions, and we get to go crazy with our characters and witness more lunacy unfold throughout the Ruin route. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Bye.